people don't seem to be as mature as they were 20 years ago. And people are getting married later and later in life. But and you say, but I want to have guy friends and all that. That's great. Just don't take it to the next level where you're actually considering them to be married. You can have all kinds of friends, but as soon as you lock lips, that friendship's changed. I said it's changed. Now here's a question that's been asked to me. Pastor, how much is too much? I mean, can I kiss more than a minute or 3 minutes or 5 minutes? And can I French kiss? I mean, can I chew in his ear? I mean, come on, where are the limits here? Pastor, where can I put my hands? Can I hold her hand or can I put it on her side? Is that appropriate? Where can I put my hand? Well, obviously, there's some places you just wouldn't put it. But the question is, how long or what can you do? How much can we hug? All that kind of stuff. Here's the golden rule right here. Whenever the kiss causes you to be awakened, you went too long. If the hug causes you to be awakened, you went too long. So some of you guys may have to go, I know we're talking about being married, but I just can't hold your hand right now. I'm going through something right now. Please cover up. But that's the only way that you can be safe. But here's why a lot of young people are falling. They got good intentions. We want to save ourselves till we get married. And then there's other kids who don't have good intentions. They're sleeping with each other. And there's a spirit of immorality on those kids. And so when they go out on a date with them, they're just all over each other, like Mr. Octopus, And they're in the front seat and all that kind of stuff. And you're a Christian. You're in the back, watching the movie. And they're just steaming up the windows. You can't even see out the window there. Well, there's a problem then. Because what can happen is you can begin to pick up their spirit. What I'd do if you want to stay pure is go out with people who are keeping themselves pure. Don't go out with people that are not keeping themselves pure, because you're going to see their example, and your boyfriend, he's going to go, well, look how she kisses him. How come you don't kiss me like that? And then the battle starts up, see? Now, here's another thing, and this is very important. Before you even get to this place where you're really considering that person to marry, first thing you need to do is, before you even start talking about marriage, just say, hey, what are your parents like? I want to meet them. Because whoever you marry their family. So their families are weird. And you come over to the house and come out with two heads and you understand what I'm talking about? You might want to stray away from that. You know what I'm talking about? Rabbit dogs, things like that. I'm talking about weird families. And I'm not trying to judge everybody here, but I'm just saying that when you do make a decision to marry somebody, you are marrying into their family. And whether you like it or not, that is going to affect your children to some measure in their upbringing. And that's it. And I realize there's exceptions to every rule. But it's something to consider if you're in the dating mode. And understand this, don't date like maybe you would trying out new cars. Well, I'm going to go to this dealer, I'm going to go to this dealer, I'm going to go to this dealer, and I'm going to go back up to Seattle, I'm going to go to that car, I'm going to try to test drive this car and this dive and this dive. No, don't do that. If you're going to date, there shouldn't be like 20 people you've dated before you get married. You shouldn't even date someone unless they're seriously considered. And don't get into that shuffle thing where you're going back and forth in relationships, Because that could be a tendency when you get married not to stick with that relationship too. So there should be kind of this consistency where I've really prayed about it, and I think this individual could be it. And then you may have a couple failed situations where it doesn't work out, but you're not going to have this huge track record of all these people you went out with. That leads to nothing but trouble. Are you with me? So just pick. See, it's all about choices. All about choices. And I love what they're doing in this church in the Purity series that they did with the youth department. And that is very, very important. But, you know, what you expect out of marriage is what's going to affect the choices that you have. So if you don't have a foundation on what marriage is about, how are you going to make a good choice? How are you going to know what to look for? I always tell this to people who are dating. It's okay to take her out for a spin, but just don't look under the hood. In other words, respect her, and then on your honeymoon, it can be a celebration rather than, well, this is no big deal. It can be something very special. I can always tell couples who have been fornicating before they get married. They go on honeymoons and it's all activities. If you'd saved yourself, you wouldn't need to spend all that money on activities. You'd be fully satisfied in your sports. All right. How many got what I was preaching this morning? All right.